It's like an interim minimum wage increment. Yeah, it's like an interim minimum wage increase. What do you make of it? Because Comrade Festus Osifo, the president of TUC, revealed this during an interview on the national television. Was it yesterday? Now, the TUC gave the federal government a 2-week ultimatum to address its demands or face industrial action from workers across the country. And according to the TUC, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Lalong, had informed TUC that the ministry had met with the president and the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, regarding the matter. Lalong stated that the issue of wages had been reviewed and President Tinubu would speak on the matter in the coming days. But really, should we be excited about this? Because I do remember also that the president, was it last week, was it the week before, said he was shocked when he first received the wage bill of the federal civil service, and he said that the wage bill is high, and it's so much that he's wondering how we have been able to pay all this while. So do I see an increment? I doubt, but I don't want to be the prophet of doom. No. So I'm just going to let the president come in next week and give us what the wage award is going to be, or announce to us what the wage award is going to be. So what do you think about that one? However, there is the other side of the story that is talking about the NLC's ultimatum ending today. Remember, they gave the government up until Friday, the 22nd of September, to meet the demands of the NLC or Labour entirely, or NLC will embark on an indefinite strike. So far, we've not heard about any resolution. We've not heard about any progress on the side of the federal government in terms of meeting the demands of Labour. We've not heard any of that. All we have been hearing in the news has been that the federal government is doing all it can to persuade Labour, to pacify Labour, to persuade them to knock down their tools and to keep working pending when they can meet the demands. But remember, as at Monday, Tuesday, Labour was saying that 4 months is enough for the government to have done all the things they promised to do for Nigerians. So you're taking that, really. But let's move on now to the next big story. And I do think you're going to like this one. I don't know. I'm not in your mind. But I really do think you're going to like this one. I'm just a troublemaker, do not mind me. But this one says Buhari regrets most of his decisions as president. I told you you're going to like it. Buhari regrets most of his decisions as president. So this is Femi Adesina, one of the former president's aide, explaining to Nigerians that the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, regrets some of the decisions he took while in office and felt he could have done some things better. Now, according to Adesina, who spoke in Oshogbo, such is normal for any human being, so he said. Now, the ex-presidential spokesman was a guest at a program, and there he said several things, and I quote now, "There is no living human being that will not regret certain things. It is one of the questions I asked the president. Before we left office, I sat with him for about 2 hours and I asked him every question under the sun. There was no question I didn't ask him. There were things he felt could have been done better," Adesina said. Adesina went ahead to say, "You'll recall that even during that time, there was no kidnapping. I remember some people went to kidnap an APC chairman, or is it the secretary in Kano, after holding him for 3 days and nobody was calling to ask how much they will collect because there was no cash. They just slapped him 3 times and told him to go. Even kidnappers were out of business because there was no naira. And do you know that we have a cleaner election because of that policy. So he was talking about the cash crunch at a certain time in our history when, of course, we redesigned the naira. He said that the president could have done certain things, or the former president, I beg your pardon, could have done certain things better. But then again, that is how every human being feels eventually, because we look back and we say, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done it this other way. And Buhari is no different. But hey, I told you like that story. I'm looking forward to your contributions on that one. But let's get to the last big story. And it is captioned, Tinubu to Nigerians in Diaspora, come back home. For me, I don't know. I think this is the biggest of all three, right? I don't know if you agree with me. Tinubu to Nigerians in Diaspora, come back home. We love you. Come back home. Nigeria is a business opportunity, he said. Come invest your money, your time, your talents in Nigeria. He said, see, I was also in diaspora. I was a diasporian, if there's a word like that. I went back home and I put in my time. I invested, and look at me now. Come back home. He said, see, I understand that some of you have achieved great feats abroad, but hey, let's go back home and make Nigeria work. Nigeria is where things are supposed to work. We're not supposed to be a poor nation. He reiterated, he had said that before. We're not supposed to be a poor nation. We're supposed to be a nation that works. Nigeria is where things should work. We've got all the resources that we can think of. So we need, I'm adding salt and pepper. You need to go read the story, however. It's on the Nation newspaper. But hey, basically that's what he said. He said Nigeria is where things are supposed to be productive because of the blessings that we have, and we're not supposed to be a poor nation, and that we are a huge business opportunity, and Nigerians should come back home and make things work despite all the achievements that they have achieved in diaspora. And he was talking to Nigerians in New York. Remember, is attending the United Nations General Assembly. So the question that I have in my head is, would you advise your relatives? Would you advise the people that have gone abroad and are doing well? There is the Jackpot movement, and a lot of people are flocking to other countries, the United States, Canada, Australia, the UK. Would you advise these people to come back home, given the fact that our inflation is 25.8%, given the fact that our naira to the dollar is somewhere around the region of 985, according to one newspaper, given the fact that our food production is not as buoyant as it should be, given the fact that I could go on and on. Security in the southeast, security in the southwest, security in the northeast, security in the south where you and I live. I mean, it's in River State, Awuda East to be precise, where a police officer was dismembered in a gruesome manner. It is in the south. Is it Imo? Yeah, Imo State, right? Where police officers, military officers, and suspected NCDC officers as well were killed in gruesome manner. They were burnt, right? They were killed in a very inhumane way. So this is the Nigeria where security is an issue. I'm not saying these other countries don't have problems. They do. I mean, in America, they shoot every day, right? They shoot every day. In some of these countries, in the UK, doctors are on strike. So it's not like these countries are immune from problems that we face. As a matter of fact, I do think they face the problems that we face. But maybe they have a better way of managing these issues. Or just maybe when you sow a seed in these other countries, you have a higher chance of seeing that seed germinate and becoming a tree and becoming, something fruitful. You know what I'm talking about. So would you advise Nigerians abroad to hack in to the call, to the clarion call, to the call of duty, to the call of patriotism, to come back home and, make Nigeria great? Like Trump would say, make Nigeria great. 0817 923-0002, the first number to ring the studio with, and the second number is 0817-923-0003. So we go for a quick commercial break. For those of you in Bios Estate, I can see via the TV, or I can see via the TV that there is some inauguration going on in your state. Congratulations to you in Igbogene. Okay, I probably apply that route very soon. But commercial break, do stay tuned.
Wow, what's that?
Listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am yours truly, Kala Dakaru Batabo. And it's good to have you on the other side of the radio. So we're just looking at the big three stories. I've reeled out all three. The first one has got to do with labor, NLC's ultimatum ending today, tomorrow, indefinite strike if the federal government does not meet the demands of the NLC. And then on the other side, TUC saying we're patient, we're extending our own strike because we had given the government 2 weeks, and we're waiting. And we're waiting because the federal government has promised that the president will announce the wage award next week. The wage award is like an interim minimum wage increment. So what about that? How do you see that? An indefinite strike, what will that do to the economy, the already battered, or worse off economy of Nigeria? I don't like your thoughts on that. Then we moved on to the next one, and the next one had to do with the very interesting. I said I loved the story, and I hope you love it too. It's the former president through his former spokesman coming out to say that he regretted a lot. Or I wouldn't use the word a lot. That would be me insinuating. But he regretted some of the decisions that he made in his time in office. And I'm like, wow, Wow. Wow. What's your take on that? And then finally, I told you how, the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has told Nigerians in diaspora, in New York to be precise, to come back home because Nigeria is a business opportunity. I might agree. About current in other countries. In the UK, for instance, inflation has grown to 11%. It used to be a single digit. Now it's in 11% thereabout. So, it's not like all of these other countries are so exceptional. But it looks like when people go there and work, they get to see the fruits of their labor. And now you're asking these people to come back. So I'm looking at it from the economic angle as well. What is attractive that these Nigerians who have jackpot, like we say in our local parlance, should come back home. I could have talked about other issues, so many other big stories, but these are the big stories. And I just want to quickly quote the president, like I said earlier, so it doesn't look like I made up the story. And so it says, I want to give you a measure that will resonate with you. I was once a diaspora. What you have been through, I have been through it. Change of mindset is necessary. Take it this night that Nigeria is home for business opportunities. Also, anywhere you stay, there is always going to be an opportunity in everything you do. There is always going to be an opportunity if you know how to search and put your mind into it. The president also said you are lucky to be among those who are celebrated for good manners and behavior and are operating in an acceptable manner. I am very proud of you. I have also been beneficial of inspiration, determination, commitment, and perseverance, and that is all you need to get through. But we need you back home. Nigeria has arrived. Forget the frustration of the previous year's leadership. Oh, I forgot to mention that part. He said, forget the frustration of the previous year's leadership. He's talking about Buhari's leadership. Buhari just said he regrets, through his spokesman, of course, he regrets some of the decisions he made while in office. So you see how interesting the big stories are today. I'm going to get your thoughts. I'm so excited about the big stories. I'm talking too much. I wonder how much you will talk when I give you the the opportunity to. 0817 923 0002. First number to ring the studio with. The second number to ring the studio with 0817 923 0003. So for WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. So can we start the conversation, you and I? Remember, it's a conversation for development, so I like it to be constructive. I know you're entitled to your opinion, the freedom of speech and all, but please be civil. Civility, please. All right, I've got Robin from HA. Robin, let's have your thoughts. Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yes, straight to the president, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Speaking to our diasporan brothers and sisters to come back home.
Yeah.
I have said in your station or a sister station that if I'm given the opportunity to be president of Nigeria, I don't need to travel to anywhere. I will sit down in Asoro, Abuja, and fix this country. Those who are outside will come.
Okay.
I will put a phone call to any part of the world. Any company where they will visit me, we will discuss. You see, Canada, since democracy, we've had our president circling around the whole globe. From Obasanjo, Jonathan, and the rest of them, the immediate past one, Buhari. What is the result? What have we gotten? It's nothing. Nigeria is the only country, to my record as of today, that is oil-producing nation that's not having a functional refinery. And this has happened over 10 years.
All right.
You travel abroad and tell people to come back home. Come back home and drive through this element road. Or to sleep in a house where national grid will be collapsing every second. Or how?
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've got to go now. I've got to go. Thank you very much. I've got Barine from Thai local government area. Barine, welcome. What's on your mind? Good afternoon.
Oh, thank you, my presenter, this afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
The three big giant story. I think we are quite interesting, but I have to look at the regret made by our former President Buhari, as stated by Adesina, his former media spokesman, I should think at this period of the day that while he was the president of Nigeria, several issues were being channeled to him, especially I'm calling from Ogoni, looking at the East-West Roads issue. Several agitations were made, and he didn't also adhere to it. You know, there's this adage that says that those who live in glass house, they shouldn't throw stone. He was there very being adamant, and he was throwing stone to Nigerians. And I also believe that even in Katsina, we are all victims of the circumstances of what we are passing through in Nigeria now, especially this time around. So why regret it? He should just calm down and see maybe the fault that he has made, the injury he has inflicted, and we are all bearing it. And let's hope that the present president will see a way forward. Like he has just said that by next week, linking the same story together, that he's going to look into the issues of Nigeria. But it's quite worrisome that both his the decision he take on maybe palliative issues, all these things were so urgent with LNC and TUC issues. It's so very urgent. Let's give time and see a way forward for Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Barine. I've got Daniel from Imogate. I missed that one. Please do call back. Let's get your thoughts. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. While I'm waiting for your calls, I would just go straight to WhatsApp portal. Good afternoon, Canada. The TUC and FGI playing politics against NLC. My advice is that all should come to a round table and let the labor union demands be met. If not, NLC will go to strike, and that will have a negative effect on our dying economy more. Comrade Nicholas Erasmus. I've got Clinton from Bury. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Kalada, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I believe Nigerians would love to know some of those decisions that the former president regretted. I think we would love to know. Then, in Nigeria, and I agree that opportunities lie in this country.
All right.
Because of the enormous resources that we have. And I believe also that our brothers in the diaspora would love to invest in the country. But is the environment conducive enough for investors to come in?
He said so. He said Nigeria has arrived. He said Nigeria. Say forget the frustration.
I don't think the environment is conducive, Canada.
No. He said. I'm quoting him. I'm not saying it is or it's not. He said Nigeria has arrived, and forget the frustration of the previous administration. That's what he said.
All right. If that has been said, I believe that we have enough resources that they can leverage on to better their own lives as well as the life of Nigerians. Then on labor, Canada, I think labor, they are very, very hasty. They were very hasty in their strike demands. This government have just arrived.
Okay.
They should have allowed this government to settle down and make proper plans. The president have been saying it, that he wants to implement a new minimum wage. The minimum wage they have now is not enough for workers.
Okay.
And I as a person, I don't think that what we have as a problem in this country is not wage. It's not wages. It's the price of commodities in the market. Because if you increase the wages of workers today, Canada, trust me, the price of commodities will go up.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge you're having. I think that's what Labour should look at for. That's what Labour should be demanding for the government to help to regulate the prices of commodities in the market, so that because not everybody is a civil servant. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. I've got Ida from Nkoro. Welcome. Let's get you.
Canada, I greet you especially.
Yeah, let's get you here.
My brother, our former president, which is in the regret for. My brother, nothing in good regret, non survivor people. Yes, I did one of my friends for corner from Moses. They tell her about this because this statement come for money. The guy was bitterly angry. He wanted to slap me. And I apologize. Buhari should not regret to suffering. All
right, thank you.
And put us for this condition.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ida. Zion from Jerry. Welcome, Zion.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let me comment to the government credited to additional.
Yeah.
If it is in America, will you try this kind of thing? If it is in China, will you do it? If it is in Malaysia, will you try it?
What do you mean by that?
That you regret certain decisions.
Yes, certain. I mean, we are human beings, are we not? I mean, there are certain decisions we have made.
Those decisions have led to the death of some Nigerians.
Okay.
Some of those decisions promulgated hardship in this country. Some of those the truth is this. We keep doing this because from today, Chase Trump paying dearly for it. Even the present president in America, Biden, is facing it. But look at here in Nigeria. After office, they are now a demigod. They can now walk about, say anything they want to say. Well, it is not their fault, it is we. I wish we are educated enough for democracy. A president that just starts his tenure should be answering some certain questions.
All right.
Certain amount of money. I'm not telling us, I regret.
All right.
Wonderful. Clap for us, Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much, Zion. I've got Gideon from Owerri. Gideon, greetings. Oh my, lost that connection. I've got Emeka. Emeka from Owerri. Welcome.
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you.
Yeah, see this issue of NSC. NSC has ended up giving abusing Nigerians because they are every day they are losing support of the masses. If you go for a strike, next day you call off, you negotiate, you come back. They are just lampooning Nigeria with ambiguity. We are confused. Everyone is not confused. I'm confused about anything.
Right.
And I want to advise NLS. They don't know the issue of what they call it for workers. Wage. Only their wage. Because each time I further moderation, they make talk of this wage. Let them make it their own personal problem. But every Nigeria is suffering. Whether you are in the studio there, you know what I'm going to buy for now.
Yeah.
So let them not make it issue of workers alone. On the issue of Garba, just like one of the callers said, I just wish to hear where he is regretting because everything about that last government, just as we said now that Tinubu said that that's what to come back, but what happened in that administration will not happen again. In other words, it's an indictment to the national administration.
Okay.
Even has admitted that there are a lot of failures in that administration, which the other state is regretting. I, as a Nigerian, I regret almost everything about that government.
All right, then.
Everything about them, I regret it.
All right. Thank you very much. Emeka, thank you very much. I've got to move on now. Thank you. I've got Abraham from Igruta. Abraham, welcome. What's on your mind?
Mr. Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, please turn off your radio. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
My brother, our former president, I'm very happy that he even said it out.
No, he's not the one who said it, though. You know, his former spokesperson, was speaking on his behalf.
Whatever that come out from his former spokesperson, I believe that he must have something to do with it.
Okay.
Even not only him, even many of them, including Obasanjo, Jonathan, they all failed Nigeria.
In what way? In what way?
In many ways, bro. Nigeria is okay. Let's start from 1999. The money Obasanjo pumped for his top side agenda is enough to give all the oil producing states a refinery each. Trust me.
Okay.
Jonathan also has the opportunity to do the same thing. But look at the region is too poor.
All right.
And Mr. President was telling the Nigerian diaspora to come home, to come and do what? The country is not safe. Mr. Canada,
Abraham, when you said the country is not safe, what you're moving about, you're able to call me, you're able to do certain things, so to an extent, you're safe.
Because I may go to today, whosoever that have like 3, 4, 5 cars, they wish that go out with mobile men. Many men in Port Harcourt don't even sleep in their house. They sleep in the hotel.
Okay.
Trust me. And now, as I'm telling you today, there's a lot of places that can tell you to go for documentary. You will see our young guys, our young girls,
all right,
how drugs have destroyed them.
All right, Ibrahim, I've got to go now, but thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I've got Alabere from Rukpoku. Greetings to you. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, my take is on the issue of labor and GUC. At the moment, for me, honestly, I don't support the strike at the moment.
Okay.
Because the president said they should give him small time. I think they should just give him that time. But for me, I expect labor to change their strategy for striking for this country.
Okay.
If you take analysis of our budget, I'm sure 40% of our budget goes to our politicians, the presidency, the ministers, and then the House of Reps. And those persons are now been up to 600%. So for me, I would have suggested that Labour should work on strike. The strike that they should go on is about these persons, how to reduce whatever they are taking. And then they should also join, these people should also collect or receive minimum wage.
All right.
So that all of them will do this. Yes, that's my take.
All right, thank you very much.
That is the kind of strike Labour should go on.
All right. Thank you very much, Alabere. Lumba from Woji, welcome.
I agree with you, brother.
I agree with you right back. Welcome.
I want to talk about Buhari regretting for some decision he took. Let me tell you something. You see, Buhari government, I thank God saying I did here. Buhari contests many times and lose and finally win. And now you rule Nigeria. From the very first day he won an election, all the day he left office, I opened my eye, watched Buhari and his program. This problem that Nigeria is inside now, it is Buhari that caused it. Because the problem was not there before he came.
Are you sure?
Are you getting me?
Are you sure the problem? Are you sure the problem was not there? Because even the Buhari administration would blame Jonathan's administration. No. You said something. I'm only asking you.
I buy television for 9,500. I bought television. I bought a generator, 11,000 naira. I bought my neighbor generator. Everywhere was okay that time. The only thing we have in Nigeria that was Boko Haram bombing everywhere. That was the problem we have. Immediately Buhari come. This time around Canada, if you see the problem people they inside, the days we
Lumba, you said something. You said the problem started with Buhari. And
what I told you
now.
If you want to go inquire, go inquire.
Lumba, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation, please. Now, you've made a point.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Now, good. Now, you said the problem started with Buhari, and the indices, you said, was because in Jonathan's time, things were cheaper. If that is the argument, in Tinubu's time, things are more expensive than it was in Buhari's time. But you said the problem started with Buhari, and I'm asking, are you sure? Because it may have started even before then, because even Buhari at the time would say that the former administration laid the foundation for the decadence that we currently are experiencing.
What I want to say is, if you fall for a leg, we will tell our leg where you fall. As Tinubu came in now, the subsidy is gone.
Yeah.
Some small, now subsidy is coming back. We'll go watch and finish. We'll still talk and the way we see him.
Okay.
If Tinubu will finish tomorrow, come out, we'll say the way we see him.
All right then.
Because if he come, he use agenda with Buhari to keep for him, use the rule. We will not say, see we are in tech, see we are in war. Since you come here to solve people's humanity problem, you don't solve the problem. Who got to say you don't solve
it? All right. Thank you very much, Lumba. I get your point.
The sense of government is to solve human problem. Any other thing better than follow.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you, Emmanuel Sam from Omagua River State. I've seen your message on Facebook. Akan Innocent says, "Good afternoon. My name is Akan Innocent from Akwa Ibom State. Buhari regretting some of his decisions, and President Tinubu is starting from where he stops. What an irony. May God deliver Nigeria. Junior Sam again says, regretting is one thing, another thing is to change. Also, Francis Omaga Inamani on Facebook sent a message all the way from Enugu State, by the way. Says, good afternoon from here. Buhari regretting some of the actions he took when he was president. Our leaders should learn from this. Power is transient and can't last forever. Was that deleted? I can't find it all of a sudden. Let's see. My network is crazy. All right, so thank God, Ability Atuigbu says to Nigerians in Tinubu to Nigerians in diaspora, come back home when we don't have constant power supply to run businesses. All right, thank you very much. The messages keep dropping, so I can't find. Someone is calling me from. Is this from London? Should I take it? Should I not take it? I'm going to risk this now. Let's see. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello? I guess we're having network issues. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
It's Femi from London.
Yeah, Femi from London, welcome.
Yeah. I'm one of those people President Tinubu is allegedly talking to. So I said, let me ring in.
All right, Femi, let's hear you.
Let me ring in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many issues here.
Okay.
Firstly, we don't feel welcome home because of the conditions.
Really?
Yeah, to do business in Nigeria is not easy, you know.
Okay.
You have to buy fuel, so you cannot budget. So if I'm going to borrow money to do business in Nigeria, I have to budget. And in the Nigerian situation where we have such inflation, it's very difficult to budget. And then there are other issues, security, all the other issues, bad logistics. So there are many issues that hamper our business interest in Nigeria.
All right.
That's one. And then going on to the great Mr. Femi Adesina saying they regret some decisions without telling us what decisions they regret, means that he's just playing politics like he was playing while he was in office. Like them telling us they will fix the refineries. They just tell stories, basically. So we are not interested in their stories. They did what they wanted to do, but they were in power.
Femi, quickly, because I've got a commercial coming up, so I'm going to ask you a question quickly. Yeah. How long have you been in the UK?
10 years.
10 years. So if Nigeria, if Nigeria works, the way the UK is working, would you want to come back home?
Of course, home is home. None of us want to stay here. Do you think I want to die in this cold? No, we want to come back home. However, I'm not coming back to suffer.
Yeah.
Here I don't beg anybody for anything. I go to work and I pay my bills. I don't beg anybody. I don't bribe anybody. I follow the law, and everything is going smoothly.
All right.
So if Nigeria can be like that, where you don't have to beg anybody, say I want a license to do a business, I don't have to bribe you to get that license. I just present the documents I'm supposed to present. Things work. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
But in the UK, we've seen the news. I mean, I'm not in the UK. I've never been there. But we see the news. I mean, for instance, inflation is rising. We see they also have these economic problems. So is it really? I mean, but
there are still jobs though. There are still jobs though.
All right then.
Let me tell you this. There are still jobs, and I can go to the shops. If I'm earning £10 an hour, I can eat for £5. I can buy food cheap food. Depending on my wages.
Yeah.
So if I want to buy expensive, I can buy. So there's you can live according to your means.
Femi,
is not like that in
Femi,
Nigeria.
I'm sorry, but I have to. I wish you called in earlier. It could have been a longer discourse, but I've got to let you go at this point. But it's a pleasure.
No problem.
It's a pleasure having you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
All right. There's a commercial coming up. I have to go for the commercial. When I'm done, with the commercial, of course, I'll come back and read some of those messages, and it will be a roundtable eventually. Do stay tuned.